All right, cool. We back at it. We had some issues over here on the other I tried to kick it on my porch and I was having obvious Wi-Fi issues. So what we doing now, I just came back to the landline. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start over. What we talked about, I'm gonna start over. I'm gonna start back over. There we go. I'm gonna start over and I'm gonna share this video to Twitter. I'm gonna share this video. We back on it. Let's see here. Oh shit! I have it on YouTube as unlisted. Let me see here. Let me take it off. I'm like, what? Why ain't nobody on YouTube? Here we go. Because it's unlisted. That's why. Now let's go public. Boom. There we go. We having all kind of mix-ups and hiccups right now because YouTube obviously does not want me to talk about what should we do next as black people. There we go. We back. So let me take this link. Let me see here. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let me put this back up over on Twitter. Because, yeah, we talk about some heavy shit today. So they don't want us to talk about this. So I'm going to need y'all to like this and share it. There we go. They don't want us talking about this particular topic here. They don't want us talking about this. There we go. There we go. There we go. They don't want us talking about this. There we go. All right, cool. Y'all back? Y'all back? Cool. Cool. There we go. We back. I'm on my landline now, man. Fuck all. I ain't playing around. Let's go on my landline. YouTube try to cut me off on my Wi-Fi on the phone. I'm like, all right, I'm not about to play with y'all. Let's just go ahead and talk from the landline so we can talk uninterrupted. Now, I'm going to start back from the beginning for those of you watching later on, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the other video and delete it off. I'm going to delete the other one. Let me see here. So that, there we go. What up, y'all? I'm going to delete the other one so everybody know where to go. So here we go. Let's go back from the top. Should we care? And let's go back over the type of people who are mad at us. Right now, a lot of people are mad at us. They're mad at us for not jumping in on the care train about Charlie Kirk. I'm going to start off by saying we have the right. We are humans. We have the rights to care about what we want to care about. Nobody has a right to tell us what we should care about. Nobody has the right to tell us what we care about. So let's break back down the type of people who are all up in our face telling us we should care. One, the obvious white supremacists. Your Megyn Kellys, your Myron Gaines, these people who are straight up white supremacists, they feel the need to protect. I'm not protecting. Hell no, not protect. They feel the need to police our behavior. They feel the need to tell us what we should be doing, tell us how we should act, tell us how we should react. These people feel the need that they should always be policing black behavior. They care more about what we're doing than themselves. They're far more concerned with us than they are anything else. You have those types. And then you got the types that are the adjacent, the people who aren't from America, the people who currently maybe not from America but live in America, and those who live abroad but they always focus on America. You ever notice you always got the people from England, people from Africa, people from the other parts of the world, from Germany. Like if you listen to like a Tariq Nasheed Twitter space, it's people from all across the world dialing in to give their opinion on Black America. It's not just on his page. It's just all over. When you look around, you have these groups of people who feel the need to always be policing what we doing. You got those people who are more concerned with us and bringing us up in topics, in conversations when it ain't got nothing to do with us. And then you got the good Negroes, the Stephen A. Smith types, the Royce White types. And now, based on how things are looking, Dr. Umar types. Y'all see what Dr. Umar wrote? Dr. Umar, I'm on my computer. Dr. Umar is now policing Black behavior. This is something that he wrote on his Twitter. This is something that Dr. Umar wrote on his Twitter. Let's put it up. Let's put it up. Dr. Umar wrote this on his IG. While I do not agree with Mr. Kirk's rhetoric and consider him to be an anti-Black bigot, I will never rejoice at the loss of life of anyone who hasn't directly participated in the unaliving of a member of the Black African race. Black African, okay. I am ashamed to see members of my community celebrating this situation. I will never ask you to mourn the loss of an enemy of our race, but to celebrate an unaliving is completely unacceptable. We know all too well that the greatest recipients of political assassinations in this country have been our own people. Stop laughing at the misfortunes of others and get prepared. Political assassinations have returned to the United States, courtesy of the deep state. Let me give you my response to this. I agree that I don't believe in celebrating the death of anybody. I don't celebrate deaths. But as a Black man, at the same time, I don't have the right to police how other Black people handle these type situations. We deal with a lot of extremism. We deal with a lot of extremists in this country. We deal with a lot of people who just flat out hate us. We deal with a lot of people who just flat out hate us as a people. So who am I to tell you how you should handle the hate? Who am I to tell you how you should handle this hate? The hate is real. The hate is real. So your response to how people dehumanize you, our group, and us as individuals, that's on you. You can't tell another Black person how they should handle what they dealing with. We deal with a lot of shit. And we deal with a lot of shit that we don't cause, we don't start, we don't take to nobody else. So who the fuck is one Black person to tell the rest of us what not to do? Especially when you ain't built that school. Well, you built it. Well, it's there, but it ain't open. The last thing we need is, as a people, is people telling us how we should handle it. I'm gonna go back to what Neely Fuller said when it comes to how to handle. Again, I don't agree with Charlie Kirk at all. I'm not in his shit. I'm not, biased. At the same time, I don't celebrate death. But the great Neely Fuller, in his book, The Compensatory Code Conduct System, Neely Fuller said it straight up. VGQ. That's Victims Guaranteed Qualification. Meaning all victims of white supremacy have the guaranteed right, they qualify to express their reaction and their points of views and opinions on how they are handled. Up to them. We all have the right to express, because this isn't something that we started. This isn't something that we want. No one went around telling Charlie Kirk no one went around disenfranchising Charlie Kirk's people. No black people are allowed on college campuses to talk about the IQ scores of white people. Black people are not allowed. We don't go around doing to colleges and saying things to disenfranchise people. So you have someone who takes it upon themselves to disrespect us, talk dirty about us, throw smut on our names. When someone decides to do that, think about this. He got shot talking about black people in Utah with not a single black person around. There were no black people within 100, 200, goddamn, the closest black person to that event is on the way to training camp with the Utah Jazz right now. Karl Malone don't even live in Utah anymore. Tyrone Corbin, Howard Isley, Darren Williams, Carlos Boozer, none of them niggas around. Donovan Mitchell, none of them. Jordan Clarkson, who else on the Jazz these days? We were minding our own business. And at this rally where none of us are around, he literally got to talking about black people and black criminality. Yet, you got black folks trying to tell other black people how we should react to that. You got, like you saw, since I'm on my computer, I wasn't going to do it, but since I'm here, I'm going to do it. Right now, you got, oh shit, another one. Let me see. Let me look this up. Let me look this up. I just got one second, because I just got some news that just dropped in. Somebody was just fired for speaking against Charlie Kirk. They're really trying to do some Nazi style propaganda on us right now, to where we can't. It's funny how Trump, the Republicans, the party of free speech, ain't allowing free speech when it comes to this. Look at this so far. Matthew Dowd, an analyst with MSNBC, was fired for hateful rhetoric for insensitive comments about Charlie Kirk. Mind you, Charlie Kirk went around making insensitive comments about everybody. Gerald Bourget, the Phoenix Suns beat reporter, he got criticized and fired for refusing to mourn and calling Charlie Kirk a bigot. Charlie Rock, from the Carolina Panthers, a communications coordinator, was fired for insensitive posts. So far, we've already gotten 5 people fired. 5 people have been fired for their reaction to this racist bigot. You got Bobby Machado, producer at Fox Sports Las Vegas, fired for celebratory posts on social media about Kirk's, they keep saying assassination. I'm going to say death. A NASDAQ employee was fired over a social media post. So you see here, Charlie Kirk was a right-winger. Look at how these people come together. He is responsible for putting big bad Trump in office. MSNBC spent the last 8 years, 10 years now, talking bad about Donald Trump. Since 2015, when it looked like he was going to run for president, MSNBC has done nothing but shit on that man. But they turned around and fired their own employee for hateful rhetoric, for outing the person that was very, very much so responsible for Trump to get in office using hateful rhetoric. Y'all see how this works? They didn't say anything about what Charlie Kirk said about George Floyd or black DEI pilots or black people's inherent criminality. Because one thing Charlie Kirk used to do is he used to always talk about the statistically speaking. And I'm going to do another live on this probably tonight. Statistically speaking. They always talk statistically speaking. They bring up black crime and statistics and stats. Stats are the number one tool for the deceiver. It's like LeBron James fans. You bring up numbers. You bring up numbers because when you watch the game, you see that nigga ain't it. You bring up numbers when you talk about people, when you talk about Drake. You bring up numbers because musically he has his crowd, but outside of that crowd, Drake doesn't have any substantive music. He ain't talking about shit. His music ain't motivating shit. It ain't setting no trailblazing nothing. It's nothing music. But you talk about the numbers. Because numbers can be easily manipulated. And numbers say whatever the person wants them to say. So Charlie Kirk was somebody who lied all the time about black people. And he made lots of insensitive, hurtful comments about a lot of groups. He ain't hurt me. But other groups, people do get hurt. And people's response to it is to get fired. Do y'all see how white supremacy, left wing and right wing are coming together on code? If the left hated the right as much as they preach that they hate the right, why aren't they protecting a right wing bigot? If they really cared. This goes for a lot of you people that vote Democrat and think that blue no matter who, and you think that the Democrats are any less racist than the Republicans. This right here shows you what time it is. This shows you exactly what time it is. Exactly. Exactly. Hold on a second. There we go. I had to call Royce White a deadbeat again. Royce White still trying to. Let's go over here. Cause you got coons like this, Royce White. I brought it up on the earlier stream. I brought it up on the earlier stream. Notifications. You got coons like this. Here we go. This is how it started. He put this tweet up earlier today talking about celebrating. He's calling people who celebrates. This is going back to, let's talk about these Negroes. This Negro that's now running for office right here posted this video of a white
Would you
man.
shoot somebody like Charlie Kirk?
Look at this. Let's do the video.
Do you support his death?
I do.
You support his death?
Fuck Charlie Kirk.
You support Charlie Kirk being killed?
Look at
Yes, I
this.
do.
On the day he died, you're here at a vigil
Yep.
for Charlie Kirk and you support his death.
Do you support a Nazi?
No, I don't support a Nazi. Charlie Kirk wasn't a Nazi.
you
Support
don't
it.
follow him.
You support his shooter?
Yep, sure do. Freedom.
You support Charlie Kirk's
Sure
shooter?
do. He did us all a favor.
Would you shoot somebody like Charlie Kirk?
I would have killed him myself.
You would have killed him yourself. Okay. Do you have a job here in Seattle?
Nope. I take that for a look.
White man shows up to a Charlie Kirk visual saying that he would shoot another white man, Charlie Kirk himself. And you got this coon ass nigga talking about black people. Look at this. Black people yet again screaming racism. It's embarrassing as hell. There's racism, but come on. We're still voting Democrat, so it's not surprising about racism. Look at this. This nigga literally got a video of a white man saying he wanted to kill another white man, and he's talking about black people. I put, ain't nobody black in this, yet you bring up black people. He said, yet a lot of black people are on the internet commenting and celebrating his assassination. Didn't I already tell you to shut up? And I said, nah, son. You shut up and take your mental pills, insane boy. Because remind you, this nigga Royce White is off. He's mentally ill. And I don't say that to disrespect the mentally ill, but he was a guy that was in the NBA and he got kicked out of the NBA because he was afraid to fly. That's right. This shows you how delusional this son of a bitch is. Airplane travel is the safest form of travel that's known to man. It is safer to fly in an airplane than it is to walk out in the middle of the street. It is safer to fly on an airplane than it is to go to a Charlie Kirk rally. And this motherfucker messed off an NBA career. Messed off a whole NBA career over a fear of flying. Look at this. This is who this guy is. This is who's talking. I won't make 100 NBA flights. So, this is a boogeyman ass nigga. He is afraid of the absolute safest means of transportation. This nigga will drive in a car and make a left turn at a busy intersection and think that that's safer than getting on an airplane. I'm telling y'all, these are the type coons that like talking about black people. He was literally trying to get people. He was trying to get the NBA to provide a bus, allegedly, or to only play at home games because he was afraid to fly. This nigga right here is the one, this person right here is the one that wrote this, that put up this tweet about black people. Him. This guy. This is also the guy who's a deadbeat dad, according to these papers. according to the Daily Beast. And they haven't taken, so look, Daily Beast is a white supremacist style website. This website used to love, what's his name? Charlie Kirk. They love Charlie Kirk at the Daily Beast. And he owed more than $100,000 in child support. No, I'm not supporting, so let me go back. So let's go to NBC News. And mind you, they didn't take this down. They didn't take this down. So if they didn't take it down, and he hasn't gotten them to take it down, that means it must be true. Do I know this to be factually true personally? No, because I'm not in this nigga's pockets. I don't know. I'm only going off what they're saying. And then look what he wrote. Look at what this coon wrote. Let me go back. Come on now. Let me go back at what he wrote. Here it is. So I wrote, it's always the black coon boys that don't take care of their children talking the loudest about what's wrong with black people. He wrote, man, STFU, you don't know anything about my children. No, I don't know anything about your children, and neither do you. He said, let me guess, you're going to post a story from a white news outlet about proceedings in a white court. Now this nigga wants to go pro-black. He's talking about, oh, you're going to believe the white. Yes, Royce, I do believe NBC News. Because when I read this, let me go down to the bottom. I'm going to see if they wrote a retraction. Because if there was a retraction, it would be somewhere down here. Nope. I don't see a retraction. I see he's far from a perfect person. But I don't see a retraction. I don't see a retraction. So, since NBC News hasn't, and mind you, we're living in a time right now to where like Donald Trump has been getting, he got George Stephanopoulos fired over at ABC News. It's been all kind of settlements for newspapers have been paying settlements lately to people like Donald Trump for defamation. So this isn't, it's not like we're living at a time to where people aren't getting convicted or getting prosecuted for defamation. So since this is still up over a year later, yes, Royce White, I believe them. So he wants to play the racial tone now. Then look what he did at the end. This is another thing that all coons do. And I'll say it to your face. This is another thing that coons do. I'll talk as loud as I want. You won't do shit. They always get violent, don't they, when it comes to us? And I wrote, you talk real tough to black people, acting like you want to fight. Stereotypical Negro. Tooting your ass up for Charlie Kirk, but want to fight another black man. Silly ass deadbeat dad. Yeah, Royce White, I don't know about your children. I feel sorry for them because they don't know about you. I feel bad for them. Children need parents in the home. And you get these black men like Charlie Kirk, Royce White, that have children that they're not ready to stay and be a father of. Now these children going, first off, let's just say you are current, Royce White. You want to be all talking about what's wrong with black people? Let's say your child support is all caught up. Okay. Well, why did you not marry the woman that birthed those kids? Why are you not married to the mother of your children? Because one of Charlie Kirk's biggest things when it came to the black society, he said black people or 80% of black households don't have fathers in the home. The fathers are not staying home. That's who Charlie Kirk went after. So he was going after niggas like you. He was going after niggas like you. But you want to toot your asshole up because you's a bitch. I said it, and I stand on it. I'd rather be fat, flubbery, out of shape, and a man of character than be an in shape, former NBA playing, basketball ass tooting up bitch. I will be 600 pounds and have character before I have a 6-pack of abs and be a bitch. So, people like you can talk about weight all you want. But this is a man with weight and character and love, genuine love. Married to a beautiful woman that loves me. I got beautiful parents that are still here that love me. Nieces that love me. That I'm sure I take better care of my nieces than you take care of your kids. Yes, I will be a flat, flubbery, out of shape man of valor all day, 10 times on Sunday before I'm an in shape, MAGA supporting, not watching my kids bitch that's afraid to fly. Nigga, it is more dangerous getting in an elevator than it is flying. It's more dangerous to walk through the mean streets of Beverly Hills than it is to fly. Somebody tag Royce White in this video over on Twitter and let him know that I think that he's a bitch. And I will say it to his face. Not that I'm violent. I'm not violent. I'm not violent at all. I don't believe it. I don't like fighting. I don't do that fighting shit. But I do call a spade a spade. He's a bitch. And the reason why I say that he's a bitch is because of exactly what we talked about here earlier. There's an issue going on in white America that has nothing to do with black people. But this bitch is so focused on black people's response that he's tagging us in videos where we ain't nowhere around. That's a bitch move. That is a bitch move. And you know what else is a bitch move? Being afraid to fly. Hey, Royce White, you want to if you want to do something, call up the turkey a la chic, and let's go do a goddamn charity boxing match in Dubai. We're gonna fly United Emirates, nigga. Let's get on a plane, on the Emirates plane, and meet me in Dubai. And let's meet up a turkey a la chic, and let's have a celebrity boxing match for charity. And we're gonna donate the winnings to bitch ass niggas that are afraid to fly, getting them some mental help. That's what we gonna do. Oh my God. So these are the type people that we are telling us to care. Deadbeats that are afraid to fly. You got Umar, who also had. I'm not gonna go too hard on Umar because Umar didn't say nothing to me personally, like this bitch ass nigga Royce White did. You got the Umar type who has his own allegations with his own children and his own family trying to police how black people react. You got Stephen A. Smith that did a whole goddamn program yesterday on black people's reactions to Charlie Kirk.
Good afternoon, everybody.
They always find a way to bring us up. Let me see if I can find that video. Let me see if I can find that video. It might have been over on Twitter. It might have been over on Twitter. But you see all the people that were fired for speaking up. Let me see if I can find that video on Twitter. There we go. Here we go.
But I also know there's far more good people than there are bad people in this country, regardless of who you are, what's your ethnic background. I'm a black man born in America. I know.
You're a black man born in America, but you have Caribbean roots. You're not one of us, Stephen A. So stop that right now. You ain't one of us.
Exist in this country. I'm a black man born in America. I know what problems that exist in this country. But I also know there's far more good people than there are bad people in this country, regardless of who you are, what your ethnic background is. White, black, Hispanic, and beyond. I'm in a studio here in Las Vegas, and I'm looking outside, and I see people looking at me and smiling and saying, "What's up, Stephen A?" They don't look anything like me. And I don't care, because they're showing me love, and I'm showing love right back to them. At some point in time, we got to recognize, can't just speak about it. Can't just give lip service to when such a vile act takes place. And we're going to give lip service to the tragedy of the moment. And then within 24 hours, we move on with our lives like nothing happened. Something did happen. Don't care what his political beliefs were.
He said, who cares what his political beliefs were? But what if how can you say who cares what his political beliefs were if his political belief was don't have empathy for the dead, mocking the dead, making a career off lies about the dead? Remember, it was Charlie Kirk that pushed that narrative that George Floyd died of a fentanyl overdose. Remember that? He's the one that said George Floyd died of a fentanyl overdose. He's the one that said George Floyd and mocked George Floyd's death. And y'all know here at this channel, I'm not a big George Floyd fan. I'm not here to celebrate George Floyd. I believe what happened to him is wrong, but I don't believe he's any kind of martyr, and he's not, because we've had so many great black people who've done great things. I don't believe in celebrating making the death of George Floyd some kind of symbol, because that's black people being victimized. I'm more in the mindset of making people like George Washington Carver, Quincy Jones, Garrett Morris, Granville T. Woods. You know, I'm more into making these people heroes. You know, Benjamin Banneker, people like what's his name? The lawyer Johnny Cochran. These are the people I believe in making idols. Our Johnny Cochrans of the world are geniuses, you know? Not George Floyd. The left pulled that bullshit on us. And so, yeah, so I'm not here to say that. But at the same time, George Floyd was a victim, and he died because he had a police officer's knee in his neck. And it was Charlie Kirk going around saying that it was a fentanyl overdose, and used that to connect it to issues in the black community. What's up, Hula Gang, in the chat? Yeah, Fred Hampton's a hero. Bunchy Carter, Geronimo Pratt, Ace Rap Brown. These are our heroes. But at the same time, when Stephen A. Smith says shit like, I don't care about their political beliefs. No, their political beliefs matter. What's up, ADL Choice? Says, I think Umar and Myron will be linking up soon. I wouldn't be surprised, brother. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, hold on. Rocky want to get out of here. Hold on. Rocky, you leaving me? You leaving me, baby boy? Rocky wanted to get up out of here. So he says, I don't care about, no, black people, we must care about what your political beliefs are, because for people like Charlie Kirk, it goes beyond political beliefs. He had a political action committee called Turning Point USA. And his beliefs went into public policy, local, state, and federal. He had the ear of Donald Trump. So his beliefs went into the president of the United States' ear and got put into action. Remember, Charlie Kirk was one of the main people behind, what do they call that, when taking Black history? Critical race theory. He's one of the main ones behind critical race theory and taking that away. Charlie Kirk's thoughts on critical race theory. He called it a betrayal and divisive. Opposition to systemic racism framing. He used, this is what Charlie Kirk used his political action committee for. This is the Turning Point USA website. This is their official position. And their official position went into public policy. He believed critical race theory has been around. He said it oppresses people and causes division amongst community. He said it's in your schools, places of work, movies, and TV shows. What is CRT? One definition of CRT argues that the historical patterns of racism are a systemic problem, not only a matter of individual bigotry. Another common definition is the idea that race is a social construct and is embedded in the legal system and American policies. So he's the person that's been spending the last 10 years to get racism, to stop racism from being talked about as a systematic thing. Then, appreciate the super chat. Russell Red says, salute. He said, you don't personally celebrate someone's demise because I believe in karma, but to each his own. It was all racist folks celebrating. Right. I'm exactly with you, Russell Red. I believe in karma too. So I personally, I'm not celebrating the man's death. But to those who are celebrating them, that's your choice. So he's going in here and he's talking about professors, calling out Kimberly Crenshaw, Derek Bell, and these black people that are talking about racism as a social construct. So with Charlie Kirk, it was always bigger than his beliefs. His beliefs went into political action, meaning laws and policies were created to support his beliefs. He said, tell Tariq to bring back the Coon Awards. Hey, that would be funny if he brought those back. That'd be very funny. So these are his political beliefs. And look at this. Another names for CRT. Diversity, equity, inclusion. Social and emotional learning. Anti-racism. Cultural awareness. Equity, and the list goes on. So this is who Charlie Kirk spent his time attacking. Yet Stephen A. Smith tells us that it doesn't matter what his beliefs are. Let's go a little further.
I don't care what he felt. I care about the fact that a man was gunned down in front of two of his children who are 5 years of age or less. That he's dead at the age of 31. That his wife is a widow. That his children are fatherless. Because his ideas and his beliefs differed from somebody else, apparently. And then I'm going online and I'm seeing people celebrating it. Shame. Shame on you.
No, shame on you for defending
I'm a
it.
black man born in America. I know what
No,
problems.
you're not on the same team as us, homeboy. No, you're not. You're not. You're not. Because had a black person died this way, you'd start off with condolences. Stephen A. Smith wouldn't be disrespectful. He would start off with condolences. He would start off talking something good about that black person who was assassinated. And then what would Stephen A. Smith do next? He would then go into having a 5 or 10 minute segment on the problems in the black community. Chat room, press number 1 if you agree with me on that. Press number 1, chat. If Stephen A. Smith will find a way to flip this into what's wrong with the black community, had a black person gotten shot. Let me know in the chat. You back, Rocky? Come on. Let him know, Rocky. Let him know, Rocky. You see this coon, Rocky? You see this coon ass nigga? Stephen A. Smith? Because if it was a black person that got killed the way Charlie Kirk got killed, we'd all be getting a lecture right now. Ain't that right, Rocky? Rocky said, yep. We'd all be getting a lecture right now. And we'd all have to sit around and listen to this knucklehead talk about what's wrong with black society. Ain't that right, Rocky? Ain't that right, baby boy? Am I lying? You right. Then they would be talking about Chicago next, Patrick Woods. It would be, see, this should never happen in the black community. It's the black community. There's something wrong with the black community. Why that man got shot. See, we have to talk about this in the black community. We as a people got to stop doing this to each other. We have to stop shooting one another. We have to start, the black community has to be more responsible for itself. Am I lying? Am I lying? Oh, the black community has street civil disobedience that it has to address. The black unemployment rate is down because this is how we treat each other. Another black person got shot, and that's why, as a culture, we cannot have any respect. That's what he'd be saying. So hell no, we doing a counter narrative to you coon ass niggas. Let's see if Royce White responded. Yeah. Yeah. He said he called her chicken. His kid. Here we go. I said his kids in the other room listening to his old lady. I'm gonna be very disrespectful. I don't respect this guy now. I'm gonna be very disrespectful to him. I said his kids are in the other room listening to his old lady give head for lunch money because he ain't paid his child support. And look at this shit. This is nothing they like to do. Here they are coming back to us. Why are they always talking to us? Okay, here's the. Oh, this I recognize this lady. This is a lady that's conservative. Look at what she just wrote. She wrote 21 hours. Charlie Kirk was never a racist, homophobic, or any other vile labels thrown at him. He used common sense and logic. This is what they'll do. They'll bring in a bunch of coon niggas to take pictures with these people and say, I'm not racist. Look at one of the people that's in here. One of the people that was crying. Officer Tatum is in this. Another vile anti-black racist. Officer Tatum, Jason Whitlock, those are the kind of black people that went around Turning Point USA. Anti-black bigots. And you got this chick over here trying to make an excuse for him and say he wasn't racist because he brought in a whole bunch of black people that thought like he thought. Pay attention to all of these people that are trying to police us. Again, I don't condone violence. Violence ain't my style. I believe in discourse. I believe in civil discourse. That's my style of communication. You dig? That's my style. But listen to some of the things that Charlie Kirk said when he was alive. Let me see if I can pull that video up. Let me see here. Oh, there it was.
It humors me to see all many.
Hold on. Let me go back. Listen to this. This is some of the things that Charlie Kirk said.
Joy Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks, we would have been called the racist. But now they're coming out and they're saying it for us. They're coming out and they're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously.
There we go, right there.
Trying to get the officer who murdered.
I'm not a fan of Kamala Harris nor Ketanji Jackson Brown. But the racist part is what he just said, what he said that was implied right there. Those black women don't have the brain power for their positions. Ketanji has, I don't agree with her politics. I don't agree with Kamala's politics. But they both have the brain power for their position. George H. Which one was Bush 2? HW? Bush 2 was one of the stupidest motherfuckers ever incarnated on earth. Bush 2 wasn't smart enough to be a janitor, an assistant janitor. Bush 2 wasn't smart enough to clean bathrooms. He set the bar very low. Bush 2 was stupider than Trump. He was dumber than Trump. Bush 2 Sarah Palin? He thought someone like a Sarah Palin was qualified? These are some of Sarah Palin, Bush too, Trump. These are some of the dumbest motherfuckers ever. Some of the dumbest motherfuckers ever. And he's saying because those women were black, they don't have the brain power? Let's keep listening to some of the shit that he said.
Processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously.
You were trying to get the officer who murdered George Floyd pardoned, and I just want to know what your reasoning was about that.
Well, George Floyd didn't die because of the police officer. He died largely because of a drug overdose.
I think it's worth.
He tried to get George Floyd, the Derek Chauvin, out of jail. See, Stephen A. Smith, this is more than political opinion. He used his super PAC to try to get Derek Chauvin out of prison. And then spreading a false rumor, a false lie, that George Floyd died because of a drug overdose when the autopsy said it was the goddamn officer sitting on his neck. And you got that coon ass lady saying that, oh, he just had a difference of opinion. No, he spread lies.
Have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights.
He wanted, Charlie Kirk wanted the gun rights to continue. And I agree. I'm not mad at him. Look, I believe we should have a right to protect ourselves.
And wicked man. And speaking of empathy, let's hear from the horse's mouth.
I can't stand the word empathy. Actually, I think empathy is a made-up New Age term that does a lot of damage. But
he said empathy is a made-up New Age term that causes a lot of damage. And salute to the amazing Lucas's channel that put this all together. Listen to this again.
Mouth.
I can't stand the word empathy. Actually, I think empathy is a made-up New Age term that does a lot of damage. But
so Charlie Kirk himself said empathy is a made-up New Age term that does a lot of damage. So me personally, I believe we really should have respect for the dead. And part of having respect for the dead is to respect the dead's wishes. You don't impose your wishes on other people. You respect other people's wishes. I respect Charlie Kirk's wishes. I respect Charlie Kirk's point of view, even the areas I don't agree with. I agree with some things that he say. I don't agree with a lot. But whether I agree with it or I disagree with it, I still respect it. So I respect his wish to not have empathy.
Let's hear from the horse's mouth.
I can't stand the word empathy. Actually, I think empathy is a made-up New Age term that does a lot of damage. But
he thinks empathy is a word that does a lot of damage. That's what he said. So me personally, I have respect for Mr. Kirk. Yes, I do. He has my respect. And I respect him enough to not have any empathy for his demise. I don't. Because that's what he wanted. Now, I do have empathy for the children. His children didn't choose that. I somewhat have empathy for his wife. She did choose it. And that's another thing, him talking about single parent households. Let's get to the next step of this. Let's get to the next step of this. people keep saying that we should not only have empathy, but people keep saying that, you know, he was talking about single parents and we should respect the First Amendment, First Amendment, First Amendment. Yes, we do have the right to freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is a right that we all have as Americans. But the last time I read the U.S. Constitution, I did not see where it said you had freedom of consequences. Here it is. Let's go back and read the First Amendment. The First Amendment, ratified December 15th, 1791. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right of the people to peaceably assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. There's your First Amendment. Question: does anywhere in here say that there's a freedom of consequences for the words, for how you use your free speech? Because from what I read here, there are laws protecting speech, not laws protecting consequences. You have to understand, when you speak death, life and death are in the power of the tongue. And when you say things about groups of people, that may or may not come with a consequence. That may or may not come with a consequence. You have the right to say whatever you want to say. And people have the right to punch you in the mouth in return. Or if they don't want to punch you in the mouth because, like me, they're nonviolent, I'm not punching you in the mouth because I'm nonviolent. Nonviolent. That's what I am. I'm nonviolent. Well, I might decide to come back and say something equally as heinous about you, your mama, and your kids. That's my free speech. If I feel disrespected enough based on what you said, then I have free speech also. And I have the freedom to respond in a way that's satisfactory to me. O'Brien Tucker says, YouTube still wants to believe that white folks still wants to believe in turn the other cheek policy. And we're saying it is a new day. You goddamn right it's a new day. I got a super chat. James, I appreciate the super chat. Lazarus, first time super chatter. Appreciate it. Appreciate the Cash App. Kevin, I appreciate the Cash App. Williams, Latribia Lawson, I appreciate the Cash Apps from y'all. I appreciate the Cash Apps from y'all. Yes, sir. So this is what we're dealing with here. when you the First Amendment does not supersede spiritual law. The law of reciprocity, the 7 laws, the universe, law of reciprocity. The law of reciprocity. You get what you put out. And when you speak on other people, like, it wasn't just black people that Charlie Kirk spoke against. He spoke against the LGBTQ folks. He spoke against a lot of people. And unfortunately for him, he's spoken against a lot of ideologies white supremacists believe in. So he's the alleged shooter has been caught. So let's go and watch some news. Let me see. Let's see here.
This is a CBS News special report. I'm Gayle King here in New York. Officials in Utah are about to hold a news conference on the Charlie Kirk assassination. This morning, President Trump.
What in the hell is wrong with Gayle King? I don't watch CBS. I ain't seen Gayle King in a long time. Is she sick?
Suspect in.
I don't like Gayle King either because what she said about Kobe. Hey, don't Gayle King look like Ralph from the Muppet Babies? Don't she look like Ralph? Muppet Babies will do the same for you. When your room gets kind of weird and you wish that you weren't there. Just close your eyes and make believe and someone be anywhere. So let's put this, because Gayle King disrespected Kobe. So I'm never going to respect her. Freedom of speech, not freedom of consequences. Freedom of speech. And the consequences for her free speech speaking against Kobe is her she's always going to be rough for the Muppet Babies.
Wednesday's killing is under arrest. He also said that someone close to the suspect turned him in.
So let me fast forward to the conference. Let me see here. Let's watch him talk about this dude getting caught. Let's watch him talk about that.
Director Patel and Commissioner Mason will take questions. Thank you.
Let's listen to this update on the shooter. Hurry up. This dude look like a creep. Don't he look like a creep?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him.
He look like he jack off to midget porn.
On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate.
So what we have here is the shooter is talked to his family, I guess allegedly according to this detective, this guy, that he did not like Charlie Kirk because of his words and the fact that he spread hate. And again, I want everybody to be remembered. MSNBC, CBS, ABC, all these people who appear to be opposite of Fox News, they are every bit as stifling to free speech when it comes to criticism of Charlie Kirk than anywhere else. Anyone else. They all the same. Left wing, right wing, they all support white supremacy. And you have a man here that got tired, a white person here that got tired of Charlie Kirk's white supremacist evil points of views. Scotty asks, will the phone lines be open? Well, brother, since you asked, you shall receive. Yeah, I'll open up the phone lines. Let's watch this a little bit more of this, and I will open up the phone lines. He said, so he can hate, but we can't laugh. Trump said it himself. He can kill someone and still win the presidency. Does that shooter have a GoFundMe? Wow. He said, yeah. But I'll open the phone lines if y'all want me to. Yeah. I'll definitely open the phone lines. This mouse is tripping. Mouse is tripping. I think I'm going to get myself a new computer next month. This computer is 6 years old. I don't like keeping computers more than 6 years. I think I'm going to get myself a new computer before the holidays.
Also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits. I know there's been speculation as well as to the...
You're right. In other news, Windows 10 operating system does expire next month worldwide. So if you're on an old-ass Windows 10, get your operating system caught up, because that right there, FBA Strong, that message was more important than anything that Charlie Kirk ever did in his motherfucking life.
The writing on those casings.
Appreciate the super chat, Patrick Woods.
Those bullet casings. And I believe we have that as well. And I will share that with you now. So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that.
Fast forward. Let me fast forward.
Working very closely with them as we move through this process as well.
This is the part I want to get
to. With the Federal Bureau of Investigation, we're grateful for everyone who worked together in such a short amount of time.
Oh, this is the governor of Utah.
To find this person and to bring
this
justice.
Nigga jack off with
I want to
tweezers.
thank the public who has been so engaged, reviewing videos, helping us with sending in tips, and helping us get to this point. I want to thank the family members of Tyler Robinson who did the right thing in this case and were able to bring him into to law enforcement as well. I especially want to thank the family of Charlie Kirk, Erica, Charlie's parents, his children. I want us to be thinking of them as we bring justice in this case. They will be involved in that justice. We will be working very closely with them as we move through this process as well. This is a very sad day for our country, a terrible day for the state of Utah, but I'm grateful that at this moment we have an opportunity to bring closure to this very dark chapter in our nation's history. With that, I will now turn the microphone over to the director of the FBI, Cash.
The part I wanted to get to wasn't. I missed it. It was some part where he had said that he wished that it had been somebody else from another state. Let's see. Oh shit, we got Mini Micro Cop back. Y'all remember him from yesterday? This little midget ass cop.
And specifically, I would like to thank the public.
How you gonna be short with a 10-gallon hat on your head? Little pocket cop. They're a little pocket cop. Now, it was something this dude wanted to say.
Probably the most well-rested person up here. Ladies and gentlemen, I get the microphone, so I hope you'll permit me a moment just to share a few more thoughts about where we are and how we got here. And
appreciate that, brother, man.
And maybe a little bit
chat
of where we go from here. I don't want to get too preachy, but I think it's important that we, with eyes wide open, understand what's happening in our country today. I've heard people say, well, why are we so invested in this? There's violence happening all across our country. And violence is tragic everywhere.
There have been over 18,000 murders in America this year so far, by the way.
And every life taken is a child of God who deserves our love and respect and dignity. This is certainly about the tragic death, political assassination of Charlie Kirk. But it is also much bigger than an attack on an individual. It is an attack on all of us. It is an attack on the American experiment. It is an attack on our ideals. This cuts to the very foundation of who we are, of who we have been.
The spirit of John Brown got in the title. That's right.
Be in better times.
That's right.
Political violence is different than any other type of violence for lots of different reasons. One, because in the...
You notice how when it comes to white people getting killed, they can name it and talk about and differentiate it? No, violence is violence. With most murders of all races happen between people who either know or are familiar with one another. Charlie Kirk pushed the line that basically black people were going around the hood shooting and killing each other. No, most murders in the hood have to do with infidelity and money, like anything else. Infidelity and money. Somebody robbed somebody, somebody smashed somebody's gal. That's most of the murders in the hood, 99.9% of them. It ain't because someone just stepped on somebody's shoes. Something like them coon niggas like Royce White like pushing. Man, black, you can't go in a black neighborhood because, yeah, you just step on somebody's shoes and you get a, Charlie Kirk made it seem as if black people just going all throughout the hood murdering each other. No. It all comes back down to something political. Street politics. Like what Common said, the story of the streets is needs and takes. That's murder in the hood. That's what's going on in the hood. Our brother Common taught us that. You dig? I'm looking for it. It's in takes. I always say, see, in the ghetto, when there's murder, that's why I don't associate with the ghetto lifestyle. The people, I can say, I don't have to be accountable for what goes on in the ghetto. Because I'm not in that position. I don't have that karma. I'm not in that world. And most people in the ghetto are not in that world. Most people in the ghetto are not in that world. That's street life. But street life oftentimes get associated with black life. The karma of the streets is needs and takes. That's why we as black people, we find peace in beats and breaks. That's why we created jazz. That's why we created the blues. That's why we created funk and disco and hip hop. It's so that we can do things to creatively express our frustration rather than take it out on one another. But people like Charlie Kirk don't talk about how the music industry came in and purposely sabotaged our sound, purposely disenfranchised our music, took music out of education, out of the school system. Hell, he was a proponent of taking these kind of resources out of the school system. We find our peace in beats and breaks. But people like Charlie Kirk believe in removing that from us and then criticize the end result. Music for us has been our liberation, whether it be house music, disco music, funk music, hip hop music, folk, blues, country, jazz, bebop, modal, go down the line. And people like Charlie Kirk advocated for taking that from us. And then when that shit gets taken from us, when a couple of kids who don't have any resources, so they got to go to the streets, do what they do, they use that as an example to paint us all bad.
Very act that Charlie championed of expression, that freedom of expression that is enshrined in our founding documents, in having his...
What about black people's freedom of expression?
Life taken in that very act makes it more difficult for people to feel like they can share their ideas, that they can speak freely. We will never be able to solve all the other problems.
And that right there, my friends, is a major reason why they're having a big old thing. I'm about to open up the phone lines in a second. Get ready to call in a second. Y'all said y'all want to call in. Get ready to call in. That right there is what I want to talk about right there when y'all call in. Let's go back and listen to that part again.
Makes it more difficult for people to feel like they can share their ideas, that they can speak freely. We will
Charlie Kirk, if they just wanted to murder Charlie Kirk, they could have done that off camera anytime they wanted to. This was done in public as a dog whistle. This was a dog whistle, a white man killing a white man. This was a dog to whistle to all of those conservatives out there. Phone lines are now open. Call in. Phone lines are now open. This was a dog whistle to the rest of whites, that left-wing, right-wing white society that feels that they're going to speak up and speak out against what's going on with Epstein and all these other, because the right wingers have been on Donald Trump's ass. Don't think that they won't martyr their own people. They're turning Charlie Kirk into a martyr. I want y'all to understand this. When Nixon and Kissinger started the quote-unquote war on drugs, the war on drugs was a war was the government's war against black people and hippies, according to Goldwater. They had to find a way to stifle. These white folks don't mind making an example out of their own, the same way they made an example out of John Brown. What they got to do is, this is a dog whistle to the people on that side of the fence to get in line. That's why they killed him in front of everybody. Allegedly, my opinion. I don't know. I wasn't there. But this is a signal. And he just said it right there. It was a dog whistle like, hey, this is what's going to happen. Now you got Nick Fuentes scared. And that was the message. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Miss Nisi from Charleston, West Virginia, Dwan. How are you?
Miss Nisi, what's on your mind?
I'm going to make this quick, and this is just my opinion. Charlie Kirk, or as I refer to him as Charlie Kirk, got what he deserved. You put that shit out there, and it returned to him tenfold.
Yeah.
FBA family. Hire tools, head on the swivel, because we as a people, we going to make it do what it do. God bless you.
God bless. Thank you.
Call from.
There we go.
Otto.
What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's going on? This is Auto Choice, Town Business. In the chat, man. Lighting you up.
Town business like a motherfucker. What's on your mind, my brother?
Hey, look, just to reiterate, you know what I'm saying? I do celebrate certain people's deaths. I do think people should go, you know, where they deserve to go. I'm a Muslim, so maybe my beliefs is different from yours. But, you know, I believe in, you know, what comes around goes around. And I believe in the death penalty. And America believes in it. And Utah believes it. I mean, I don't understand what's going on. When if you believe in the death penalty, then don't you believe in death? I mean, he got on there talking about all lives are God's children. Okay, well, get rid of the death penalty. I bet you won't do that. But my comment also was that Trump said, I can go out to Main Street and kill somebody and still win presidency?
Right, yes, he did. It's funny how they keep bringing up death, ain't it?
Yeah, and it's like, wait a minute, if you can kill, he didn't say a certain person, I can kill any of y'all New Yorkers out there and I'll still win presidency. Nobody's holding him accountable for now letting people know that even a president feels this way. Maybe it's Donald Trump, because Donald Trump said he could do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's real interesting how the double standards are. We should be allowed to say anything, but you're not allowed to laugh. So I guess they're gonna bring back the barrel of laugh rule for us.
The barrel of laughs.
The barrel of laugh, right? We got to stick our head in the barrel now when a white person comes off because we could be laughing about Charlie now.
Right about that.
I don't understand this. You know, when Stephen A. Smith had his whole bull crap, you know what I'm saying, a conversation about, yeah, you know, I don't care about the politics. You know, I'm an American. That's oxymoron. How are you an American citizen, but you don't care about politics? You don't care about the point of view of politics. But you asking people to vote, but you asking people not to care. Which one are you? Okay, because I got to care about politics if I'm a voter.
That's real talk.
So it's a lot of double talking in this conversation, but
a lot of double talk, a lot of double senators, and no fucking character.
Right, and you know what? Honestly, I'm having fun with you because I can give two shakes of a rattle's tail about this whole incident. But since it's out there as a topic,
I got to the call, dog. Thanks, man. Have a good one.
All right, man. I'm gonna holler at you later.
Yes, sir. There we go.
Kirk Owens.
What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Big Dwan. Kirk Owens, bro.
Kirk, what's on your mind, my brother?
All right, man. Yeah, okay. Charlie Kirk was a total. Basically, he was an advocate of hate speech and violence. Mm-hmm. The man questioned our very humanity. He questioned our very humanity. Questioned it if Black America was deserving of being given our civil rights. What kind of man? What type of evil dwells in a man that questions the human rights of another people?
Real talk.
Well, our ancestors heard him. Our ancestors heard him from their cosmic place in the universe, mm-hmm. and dispatched vengeance. Mm-hmm. Mr. Kirk got what he rightfully deserved. Mm. And I don't care who has a problem with it. Because when you start questioning if my people have the right to exist, if my people have the right, if my people have the brain power to deserve, to be worthy of freedom, justice, and equality, and happiness, once you question that, it's time for you to go.
Real
and
talk.
I land my plane.
I hear you right there, my brother. VGQ, you got the right, man. You have a good one.
Peace.
Yeah, like, look, I'm not here to police how people should react. I'm not here to support nor denounce. I am here to say, look, you have the right to feel however you want to feel. Let me go and take this call. We got
from
Scotty Jenkins.
There we go. What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
Scotty Jenkins, 216, baby.
What's up, Scotty Jenkins? Out on that road. What's on your mind, my brother?
No, I ain't on the road right now. That'd be later on tonight. Right now, I'm walking around this park, walking my dog. But yeah, man, dude. So I work around an abundance of white men because I work at a company. The way that they have been speaking about this situation, they're talking, I would say, normal. You can see the fraction. I'm literally watching the fraction, but they're talking with the decency. I see more heat. A couple of my black friends, I had to ask them a real question. I said, man, when you look in the mirror, what do you see? They champion Candace Owens. They sitting here champion Charlie Kirk. Man, you shouldn't talk like that. You shouldn't. I'm like, dude, what's wrong with y'all, man? Y'all jumping on somebody that don't rock with you. But I want to hit just on a few topics real short, real quick. One, the way that guy glazed Charlie Kirk at that podium. What was that, the governor?
Yeah.
Not that guy with the hat. The one with
the governor, the bald head motherfucker that
looked
like that motherfucker like he jack off the midget porn. Him.
There's some good midget porn out there. But hell, he was glazing him real hard. I'm like, yo, what's up with this? It looked like it took everything in his power not to be like, damn, I wish it was a nigga.
Right.
And then earlier I had caught I don't know, Tim, I don't know if you want me to tell other people a podcast, but I watched them because you got me here too. So I don't know. Well, Tim Black did a live. I caught his live. He was
Tim Black. Salute to Tim Black. I love shouts out to Tim Black.
He was talking real. He was talking good. And then as I'm scrolling down, I'm gonna say Auntie Daniels. Actually, let me chime in on Auntie. Let me just
Anton Daniels, that Billy Paul looking motherfucker.
I call him Auntie. Yeah, I call him Auntie. But so I go over there and I check it out. Oh, dog. So what? Yesterday he sat here and opened up the Bible about Charlie. We need to come together.
Hold on. Hey, start back from the beginning. You say he did what?
Yes, when the Charlie Kirk situation happened, when he got necked, and he started his thing by opening up the Bible and praying for Charlie Kirk, praying for America.
Oh my
He did
God.
the Stephen A. Smith.
Really?
This was yesterday, or when it happened. Yeah, he did the Stephen A. Smith. You know, when white folks do something, that is my friend. I know him personally. So then today, when it come to find out, he was doing a live about they got the white shooter. This mother effer, respectfully, your platform, he completely switched his whole entire program, doing nothing but talking about the black community and the lowbrow society amongst us. Talking about how the black females ain't crap. I mean, it was completely just reversed. Instead of him going hard body and or acknowledging, hey man, there is a problem in said society. Nah. I'm going to deflect and I'm about to seriously attack black. That's all he did. It was disgusting.
Wow.
Stephen A. Smith, straight, still coon.
Hold on one second.
Like,
hold on one second. I'm going to switch back up. Hold on one second.
Call from
Al from Springfield, Missouri.
What up, caller? Hold on for 1 minute. I'm going to let this other caller, and they plan, and I'll switch back over to you, all right? Hold on 1 minute.
All right.
All right, go ahead, brother.
Yeah. Well, like I say, Stephen A. Smith, anytime somebody white do something, they get the white glove treatment. All cool, calm, and collective. You touched on it. He had the ability to talk about on his podcast, something about you don't care about politics. Dude, you just spent the whole election bringing on people from political different opinions. You talk politics.
And look, do you ever notice people like Stephen A. Smith, MSNBC, they're all about freedom of speech with a Charlie Kirk. But these people never platformed Dr. Claude Anderson. They don't platform people like Tariq. They don't platform people like me. They don't platform people who are going to bring people like Dr. Randy Short. They don't platform people like what's his name, Dr. James Small, Kaba Kamene. We have so many intellectuals in our circle. Dr. Joy DeGruy talking. They don't platform none of these people. They don't platform people like Black Alpha Network. They don't platform Tim Black. Tim Black is a great speaker. I would love for Tim Black to be. He's a Republican. I'm not a Republican. I'm independent. But I still wouldn't mind him getting a platform to speak for us. They don't platform none of these black people that can say things that are 100% down for us, left nor right, nor center independent like me. It don't matter what our political affiliation is. They don't give us a platform. But then these same people, Bill Maher, Stephen A. Smith, they'll say, well, freedom of speech and everyone in their platform. Ben Shapiro was just on the Breakfast Club. They'll support Charlie Kirk. They'll platform. But look, and it's not just them. It's these jarred niggas too. And one of my favorite basketball players, Kyrie Irving. What did he do? He's talking about Nick Fuentes. Oh, people like Nick.
Man,
Kyrie, sit your ass down.
Oh, I said, I got to come on, man. This is so true. Ain't nothing you said wrong. When you touched on, I got into a real heated argument this morning when I was driving back. I had to go to Pennsylvania last night and coming back. So I'm one a good friend of mine. He said, you touched on it earlier. Yeah, people should not die for their opinions. And I'm like, yo, my man, but you're a hypocrite in what you're saying. It is about, for every action, there's a reaction. How can you say if you don't work, you don't eat? But then if you have an opinion that's putting down a group of people and certain people don't like it and people do things to people, it's not saying that I agree with it or disagree with it, but I'm saying that there's an action. You're right. You have freedom of free speech. You also got freedom to get your ass whooped too.
Real talk, man. Thanks for giving us that. I got to take the other call, man. Appreciate that.
You enjoy it, man. Appreciate it.
Scotty Jenkins be out on that road delivering the load for good Americans. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Al from Springfield. How you doing, brother?
Al from Springfield. What's on your mind?
Friday. Hey, I just want to say, the spirit of John Brown got to Tyler and everything else because he got sick and tired of listening to all the racist crap from Charlie Kirk and everything else, and he was probably the type of guy that wanted to learn more about black culture and everything else in a positive way. Because a lot of these Mormons who do their Mormon missions and everything else, they go to places in Africa, they usually come here in the hood and everything else. And one thing I do appreciate some of the people in the Mormon church is them trying to fellowship with black people and everything else. You know, even though it's trying to indoctrinate their own version of white supremacy, but you probably want to learn something more about black culture and everything else. Besides hip hop and everything else, probably jazz music, some of the great black inventors and everything else. Black entrepreneurs like Ida B. Wells, not Ida B. Wells, but Madam C.J. Walker, Booker T. Washington, and everything else. He probably wanted to see the light of positive black people and got tired of listening to some of the things that Charlie Kirk was saying about black folks. You know, and I've noticed too that some white folks, you know, are getting tired of Charlie Kirk as well as everything else. See, Charlie Kirk's mission really was to stop, you know, the project was trying to stop the mindset of many white people who were beginning to, you know, wake up and everything else after the George Floyd incident. That was his main mission. So, Dwann, you have a good day, man. I'm going to land my plane.
I appreciate it, man. You're 100% on point, man. Thank you. What's up, caller? What's his name? A18 call back. A18 call back. Somebody say you missed the Kyrie stuff. Also, y'all said Tim Black's not Republican. Yeah, that was my mistake. Tim Black has always had more. He's had a more conservative point of view. He's not a Republican. My bad. Either way it go, I fucks with Tim Black. I don't give a damn what party he's from. I like that man's point of view. I mean, I would love to see Tim Black on MSNBC as a regular. Because it ain't about me. It's about the message. People I would love to see on MSNBC, Fox News as regulars. People like Tariq. People like Black Alpha. People like Tim Black. People like Thought Crimes. If they ever want to, you know, I would say Professor Black Truth, but he won't show his face. So I don't think that's not a good. They like you on camera. But if Professor Black Truth showed his face, he would be a great person to go on those channels. They don't talk to these people. They talk to these weirdos. What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
Hi, Dana calling from Pasadena.
Dana, what's on your mind?
Now that we have a resolution, they found the shooter, regular young man living in the world. Me and my people were just talking about this Charlie Kirk, not only how he died, but how he lived. And so I hear so many people, you know, saying, oh, you know, he was a person, he deserved a life, he died in front of his kids, but, you know, people don't talk about Mike Brown and his parents being told that the grand jury was not going to seek charges. They found out when everybody else found out. They didn't pull him in a room. They didn't call him on the phone. They found out when everybody else found out. They don't talk about Tamir Rice dying alone. They don't talk about Sandra Bland on her way to a new job, and that job had to be reposted because she died in a jail cell. So I don't care about Charlie Kirk and his children watching him die. Because nobody cares when we die.
Nobody cares when we die, so it is okay to give reciprocal.
And died exactly. Oh, well, go ahead, Dwann.
No, I'm saying it is totally a-okay for us to give reciprocal energy. I think that is also in alignment with the universe. The universe has the law of reciprocity. You give what you get what you put out. So if somebody or a group of people put out a certain type of energy, it is a-okay to return the exact energy you get. There's nothing wrong with that. But go ahead.
And that's what he did. Charlie, from 18 years old, when he wanted to get on the radar of Trump and those people, that's what he did. He espoused hate. He talked about black people just incessantly, who we were, single fathers, but not the causes of that, how those actions came to be. He just talked about the end result, and he platformed that over and over and over again. I've just watched so many clips and heard so many clips where this man made it his business every day to get up and talk about the ills of other people.
Right.
And he focused on black people so much. His interview with Gavin Newsom, he talked about an 8-year-old being called a racist. But if you are raising a racist, that's what he is. I don't care if he's 8, if he's 2. I don't care what age he is. Because that's what a parent is doing if they talk about those things in the home and the child takes that outside of the home. So, Charlie, you got what you deserved. And I'm happy it happened in a public forum. That we saw him take a shot right to the jugular.
Jeez. You cold, Dana.
I just don't care. I don't care anymore. I'm desensitized already.
I'm with you, though.
So many of us that wear my uniform have been killed in the name of nothing, over nothing. And all those people that were in that crowd in Utah, Charlie didn't care that he was sending them out to harm black people, because his talking points will be like, well, Charlie thinks you nothing and I respect him, so that means I can harm you.
That's real talk, Dana. And for those of you listening, this is the Dana that I shouted out on the show. Yeah, I shouted you out yesterday because I was talking about the people.
Thanks. Oh yeah, I heard you talk about us. I want to send a shout out to my people, Elmer Geronimo Pratt Gun and Rifle Club. We will be in Mississippi next week at the Power Summit. I just want to raise them up because they're doing good work and they keep our communities protected.
Yeah, you do a good job on the protection end, and you do a great job on the reparations end. So we appreciate you, Dana. Thanks for giving us a call.
Thanks so much, Dwan. You keep doing what you do. I'll keep listening. One more thing. We are having a show, a broadcast this Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll be talking to Brea Baker. She wrote Rooted, and she's for reparations. And, tune in. Can I tag you?
Put the link in the chat here, and the mods will repost the link. Mods repost Dana's link when she put it in, and then also text it to me, and I'll make sure I'll like tag it or something so people can find it.
Yeah, send it out to your networks for me, Dwan. I
I'll
really
do that.
Appreciate that.
I'll do that.
All right, thanks so much.
All right.
Bye.
That's Dana. She's out there doing work. This channel don't gatekeep. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, you should only listen to me. Tune in to what Dana got going on because she is the for real deal. And I met her when I was at a reparations rally. She's in the streets with this. So salute to her. Yes, but they love talking to these other people. They don't like talking to the intelligent amongst black society. I'm gonna take this call because then I'm oh shit. My bad. Hey, caller, call back. Call back. I hit decline by accident. I hit the red button. I meant to hit the green button. Please call right back. Whoever that was, call right back. I hit the wrong. That was my bad. That was my bad. I hit the red button, not the green button. So hit the call me right back, caller, and then I will hit the green button this time so that we can get through to you. Call right back, caller. Please call right back. I think that was my man, Torian. I think that was, yeah, we go.
Call from.
What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
This is Torian.
Okay, I thought that was you, man. What's up, man? The platform is, for those of y'all listening, this is Torian Rain, another beautiful YouTube channel who someone I would advocate that could go on MSNBC or any national platform and speak for Black America. He's somebody that I would recommend 10 times over 10 because I love the way this dude talk about things and I love his perspective and he's very well researched, very well. He's just a dope ass person. But go ahead, brother.
I appreciate it. But yeah, this this one-sided empathy thing that people got going on social media, they are crashing out hard because we are not like out in the streets going crazy like they are because of what happened with Charlie Kirk. See, the thing is, they're so used to us doing the forgive thing, and this is one of those times when we're not doing the whole
oh my God, I got to get out there and I have to support. No, why would we support that? Like, are you crazy? I'm like, do y'all not see the stuff that this man has said about black people over the years? I have a saying, the foundation of every grifter's grift is the degradation of black people, especially foundational black Americans.
You right about that. We're the source of their grift. You know? Their grift don't work without putting us in without using us as a footstool to stand on, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I say that all the time. As a matter of fact, right before I called in, I had came across a couple of clips, because people have been pulling up a lot of digital receipts, because Charlie Kirk has a lot of digital receipts. If anybody had any doubt about how anti-black this man is, one of them was about him saying, I don't know if you saw it or not, but it was something he did on his show a while back. It was him and like 3 other people on a panel, and they were talking about how about public executions. And he said how he would like it to be seen if they got shot in public or something like that. And I'm like,
he said that?
This guy called out his own revelation over a year ago.
He said that.
Yeah, go look it up. Like, yeah, he actually said that. Like, I saw it today, and someone on commentary on it, and I was like, wait a minute, I never saw this. This dude actually said he was all for public executions, and by basically if you were to get shot. And he said, let it be televised. What happened? Public shot televised.
Real talk. That's crazy.
Like, he literally
said that.
He literally said that.
Wow. See,
it's like he called his own future a while back.
That's some crazy
course,
shit.
He said, and then of course, the one that's floating around with about the guns and everything like that. So that plays. It's like this guy called his demise a while ago. He probably, of course, he just didn't think it was going to happen to him. He's like, oh, I'm saying this because I'm hoping that it's going to happen to other people, but not realizing you was calling it out for yourself.
That's real.
And also, too,
go ahead.
And also too, DeWann, I know you're not a fan of Beyonce, but I have to bring this up.
I don't hate Beyonce, but go ahead.
I know. Listen, I know. I watch the show enough to know you say you're not the biggest fan of it. But when I saw this, I laughed so hard, and this is one of the main reasons I called in. So, Charlie Kirk had made a comment about Beyonce, and I think it's because it was in backlash because of her album.
Oh, yeah, I saw that comment. Yeah.
The country album that she did. I think he was on there with Megyn Kelly because, she's like Beyonce's #1 biggest hater. And he was saying, I'm not a big fan of Beyonce. He's like, I guess people do like her. I'm not a fan of her music because it's like, to me, it sounds like a bunch of noise. In that same meme, there's a song that Beyonce has on the King Richard soundtrack called Alive. And the first words in the song is, it feels so good to be alive. I have my family by my side. When I tell you someone inserted that into the end of the clip, I laughed so hard.
Hey, no, but I want to go with Tori. I just want to go with the whole Beyonce angle. I saw what he said about Beyonce and him not liking her music, and my reactions. I think I remember commenting on that when he because he said that around the time Cowboy Carter came out, and my response to him was this: look, I'm not the biggest Beyonce fan myself, but Beyonce is 100,000 times more talented and a better artist than any white boy you like, Charlie Kirk. You don't like her music because black music has a certain soul and a spice. See, what we got to understand is this with our music. It's the same as with our food. We season that shit up. And when they take it, they like it, but they're like, whoa, too strong. Too much smoke on this barbecue. We need if this just had a little less smoke, and then you watch how they season their food, black folks get our McCormick and Smith's seasoning, and we doing this with it. They get their salt, put it in a little small petri dish, use 3 fingers and put it out and say, that's salt. salt, and they'll do one dab of salt on a whole side of a salmon. And it's flavorless, it's bland. So that's that. But I'm not judging. That's just their taste. The same thing when it comes to music. Right. Their music is flavorless and bland like they food. So,
and you can always tell when they have Black influence in their music based on the production sounding of their song.
Yeah.
Like when you hear it, it's like that sounds like a beat that would go to maybe like a hip hop beat or even you can hear it.
Call from
especially if you listen to their music prior to that and they never did a sound like that. And then it's like, oh, I hear this. I said, oh, they done called them Black producers then.
You're right about that. They always do that. See, the trick for them is to have the blackest sounding music without Black people. You know what I mean? They want the flavor. It's like, give me the most blackness you can get out of your sound. Let's season this up, and then let's run some water on top of the seasoning to rinse it off. And there we go. That's our sound. That's them. But it's always our shit. Man, but thanks for giving us a call, my brother.
No problem. Thanks for letting me on.
Yeah, and y'all follow Tory and Rain Reloaded.
Call from.
If y'all see him in the chat, y'all follow Tory and Rain. He has a very dope channel. He has very interesting points of views. He tells it like it is. No straight, no chaser. And he does it from a very intelligent point of view. He ain't out there saying, let's fight the pirate and kill Whitey. He ain't done none of that bullshit. He articulates himself in a way that inspires me. So, and make sure y'all follow his channel. But what's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Jacoby, Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon. What's on your mind? He ain't calling you. What's on your mind, brother?
Yeah, a whole lot, man. You know, the reason why, and I'm gonna call out these college universities too, but let me start off. They will never, when they saw how Dr. Claude Anderson schooled the Breakfast Club, that didn't happen again. The whole name of the game is to make our cause look irrelevant, get the most dumbest motherfuckers you can get to challenge white supremacy or Charlie Kirk's ideology, which is very easy to challenge. And so they get college students like this who's supposed to be knowing this stuff. And Afro Elite is right that debate is hard. And I realized that when I tried to debate a suspected white supremacist, man, that is hard. Because if you don't have all your ducks in a row, they'll just use their agenda to trump that. But when you go to college, you should know most of that stuff. And there should be no excuse why Charlie Kirk going around and giving you the business when it's very easy to debunk him. But also saying that, they will never let you, Tim Black, Tory Raines, Kid Gravity, Jason Black, Tariq Nasheed, Afro Elite, Black Alpha, the list goes on and on, because you will destroy their whole ideology in that one interview. It will never happen. That's why they'll never let you on Jubilee.
Yeah.
It's a weapon. It's meant to continue the white supremacy system. And it's meant to dumb down people to continue to keep, because nobody's going to read. Nobody's going to go online. Everybody's going to have their own sect. We have our own sect. We see what's on the other side. We don't like what's on the other side. We stay on our lane. We stay over here. But at least we go to the other side to kind of get a look at it. They don't even try.
You brought up something that I want to talk about also. Cause it starts out to Afro Elite too. He's another one that is a great voice. Salute to Afro Elite. But I remember he had did something, and I was going to do something too, but I keep pushing it off on Jubilee. For those that may have gone over, I'm bringing that part back up what you said because it may have gone over some people's head. Jubilee, for those you don't know, they're the ones who hosted that show with the Men DeSeals versus all those coons. And they do all this stuff, this race talk, where they bring in a whole bunch of tethers to speak for black people. You're right. They don't want to have, they look, these people know who I am. They know who Tariq is. When I go to the Hollywood Bowl, and I'm at the Hollywood Bowl all the time, I'm seeing a lot of your favorite actors and actresses and entertainers and sports stars and media personalities, and they know who I am when I walk up to them or when they walk up to me when we at the Hollywood Bowl. These motherfuckers know. They know who Tariq is. They know who all of us are, but they scared.
Yeah, they're a lot of them chickens because they have their money tied to like an agenda, you know, or a corporation. Like, you can't say this, you can't say. See, that's a gift and a curse. It's a gift if you're grassroots. You can say whatever you need to say. You're not having a gun to your head, and you can live your life pretty well off. But you'll never be up in that top tier, right? So it's a gift and a curse. I mean, if you want to be up in the top tier, bust your cheeks open and sell your soul. But if you want to not do that, I mean, you know, hey, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, back to how, see, the reason why some black people are going in on Charlie Kirk, and to be truth be told, I didn't know how deep Turning Point USA really went until you broke it down. And I'm like, yeah, dude, really? I mean, look how disrespectful it is. You, from a Jewish descent, trying to erase foundational black American lineage. What the? Are you serious? You know, that's how disrespectful, because you don't like the history. You're going to change it. You can do all the changes you want to. You can change the logo. You can change your draws. It ain't going to change the fact that the truth is coming out every single day. And good luck with that. Because, and I'm going to land like this. I don't need the school to teach my upcoming children, which is going to be happening next year. I got all the books at home. Me and my wife talked about this. We got the books downstairs. Neely Fuller, the Green Motorist book, the ISIS papers. The list goes on, and I'm still collecting, because it's up to us at the end of the day to teach our children, man, so they can go out here and be prepared, you know. And I'll leave it at that, and you all have a blessed day.
Thank you. You have a good one. Yeah, Salute Breeze on making the chat. Damon Reed, he's 100% right. He's 100% right. You know, we got to teach our own. We do, because. And the reason why we have to teach our own is because of people like Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk put opinion to action and took black history out of Florida schools and is working on doing it nationwide under the guise of, what do they call that? Not DEI, what's the other one? I'm drawing a blank. Critical race theory. But I want to play this. This is what I'm looking for. I was just scrolling Twitter on my phone, and I just found this right here. This is the part that I was looking for on that film, but I didn't get to it. On Tariq's page, he just got a clip of it. But this is the part I wanted to play. Listen to this dude's reaction when he finds out his own community is who killed Charlie Kirk. Watch his reaction.
You know, this bad stuff happens, and for 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us. That somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country. Sadly, that prayer was not answered. I hoped for it. Just because I thought it would make it easier on us if we could just say, hey, we don't do that here. And indeed, Utah is a special place. We lead the nation in charitable giving. We lead the nation in service every year.
And you also lead the nation in white-on-white assassinations, too.
For 33 hours,
look at this.
I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us.
It wouldn't be one of us. And look at his lips. That's that old white man. They call us monkeys, but look at his lips. Man, this motherfucker's lips are like a goddamn envelope. Thin-ass lips. He wouldn't be one of us. Those little thin-ass lips. You envelope lip having bitch. I was hoping it wouldn't be us. I was hoping that it would be somebody else. It wouldn't be us. You sealed envelope having ass degenerate. Who you wanted to be? Who else you wanted to be? Well, he really wanted to say, I was hoping it was a nigga. That's what he was hoping. He was hoping that it was a Cash Patel. See, look at this coon back here, Cash Patel. His little short ass. Leader of the FBI. He was really hoping it to be you, Cash Patel. That's what he was hoping. And you got to sit there and grin and take it because Cash Patel knows exactly what he meant. But you got to take that, homeboy. He was hoping it to be you.
That somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country.
Another state, another country. Hold on. It's people from, it's your people that do all the goddamn mass shootings and assassinations. It wasn't nobody from another country that shot at Donald Trump earlier this year. Was it? Or last year? Was it somebody from another state or another country?
Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I hoped for.
Because God don't like ugly. He wanted God to answer the prayer of a sick degenerate, hoping that it will be somebody else that harmed them people. Shame on you.
Just because I thought it would make it easier on us if we could just say, hey, we don't do that here. And indeed, Utah is a special place.
That's who these people are. So concerned, more concerned with color and race than justice. Last I heard, I thought justice was supposed to be blind. Wasn't justice supposed to be blind? He couldn't even hold it, y'all. Scumbag. That's why I call these people scumbags. Not because I have hate in my heart, because that's some scumbag shit to say. That's why. So yeah, this is what we dealing with. This is what's going on. Black people, you have the right to react however you want to react. I'm not going to tell you you're right or wrong. I'm not going to tell you right or wrong. It's not my business to tell people right or wrong. Famously Black, a salute for the super chat. I love you. We got to understand that. We got to understand that. We have the right to react however we want to react. I don't dance on graves. But it is not my God. I'm not qualified to tell you you shouldn't. I'm not morally superior because I choose not to dance on this man's grave. That doesn't make me morally superior to those who do choose to do it. Because this man has danced on a lot of black graves. This man has danced on a lot of black graves. And if you feel in your heart that's what you need to do, then you got to do what's best for you. If you're conservative, and if you're more conservative, like I'd rather not dance, I'd rather not celebrate. Like me personally, I can't watch video, as much as I can't stand this guy, I can't watch video of him getting shot. Project Leroy, appreciate the super chat. Personally, I can't watch video of him getting shot. That's kind of beyond my sensibilities. It's like, ugh. I don't like seeing people get killed. It brings up PTSD to me. I've seen 3 people get hit in the drive-by in shootings by the time I was 9. By the time I was 9, I saw 3 different people get shot. So I'm not about to. I can't watch it. I have for real PTSD. But for those of you who can watch it, watch all day. Just don't tag me in that shit. All right? For all you niggas watching that video, fine. Don't tag me. I don't want to see it. You said you watch it, but you used to work in the medical field. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it. Come on. This how fucking petty the chat is. Y'all niggas is petty. This dude said not being funny, but that was the biggest shot in Utah since Jordan in 98. You petty motherfuckers, man. That wasn't me, Universe. That was him.
John.
That was whoever wrote that. That wasn't me, Universe. Universe, I'm good. I'm just laughing at what he wrote. What's up, caller? What's his name? Where he calling from? They hung up. Universe, that was not me. That was him. Shit. But no, please do not feel influenced to care. Don't feel like you should go with however you feel naturally when it comes to this. Let's not police one another and tell how others should feel. If you, like I said before, we're about to end this, but as we started the show off, the kind of black folks telling other black people out here how they should feel. Dr. Umar didn't follow through with his promise when it came to the school. Royce White, deadbeat dad. The straight up stereotype. Stephen A. Smith, a straight up coon who spent more time chastising black people and has no smoke for white society when this is going on. These are the type of black men that are the black men that are telling us what we need to do. What's his name? Anton Daniels, old Billy Paul looking ass. This nigga. Don't Anton Daniels look like Billy Paul? Oh, me and Mrs. Jones ass nigga. Don't he look like Anton Daniels? Oh, so me and Mrs. Jones looking ass nigga. Policing black people, and this is a white on white crime. These ain't the kind of black folks that we necessarily want to follow. And it ain't about money. People, they'll turn around and be like, well, I got a lot of money. Yeah, you also got a lot of self-hate too. I'll pass. There's plenty of ways to make money beyond harming and hurting and spewing self-hating messages. All right? So y'all make sure that y'all stay on code with yourself, stay in love with yourself, be kind to yourself, be kind to other people, have empathy, unlike what Charlie Kirk preached. Because for me personally, although I'm not celebrating his death, I don't have empathy for him because I respect Charlie Kirk's wishes. His wish was that we not have empathy. His wish was that public executions will come back. His wish was we gotta have some deaths every year to keep our Second Amendment rights. These are all his wishes, his words that he put out there to the universe. So I respect it. I don't agree with it. I do not agree. I have empathy. I don't agree with him. But I respect his point of view. So since his point of view is to not have empathy, I ain't got no empathy. Go to DwannB.com for every goddamn thing that you want. Because remember, black people don't owe anybody anything but an ass whooping. Black people don't owe anybody anything but an ass whooping. And you can get that shirt right here at DwannB.com/shop. We also have the hoodies. Wintertime is coming up. You're going to want your hoodie version of this. Black people don't owe anybody anything but an ass whooping. That's all we owe people, folks. Nothing more, nothing less. If they want what was owed to them, tell them to come and collect. Get your hoodie right now at DwannB.com/shop. All right? Y'all have a good one. We out.